Hi everybody, welcome back. Me again, Eugene from CBES, Canadian Business and Enterprise Services. Today I'll talk about the situation where a business, any business for that matter, issues a vehicle, business-owned vehicle for its employees for the performance of their duties. And I'll talk mostly about the legal liabilities that our business will have in certain situations to deal with, and how to get prepared and avoid those, and make sure that we do not pay where we don't have to pay for the mistakes of our employees or for the actions that they take, whether at work or outside the work. So many businesses today issue their vehicles for employees to use for purpose of performing their duties. And that could be any type of business. It could be construction business that gives a vehicle for employee to pick up the crew on their way to the client's location. It could be salesperson who is given a company vehicle to attend clients or potential clients' locations, and so on and so forth. At the end of the day, many businesses end up in a situation where a person uses the vehicle and takes it home. And that is specifically the situation that I would like to discuss today, because while an employee takes the vehicle home and can use it for their personal use, either authorized or not authorized, we as a business owners can obtain lots of liabilities for the actions of employees off time. And in many cases, when an employee acts irresponsibly, or let's say drives under the influence of alcohol or drugs and causes certain damages, accidents, the question that we will have to deal with is whether we as a business owner made everything which is reasonably expected from us to prevent that accident and make sure that the employee doesn't act in that manner. And as surprising to me to see from many clients of mine is that the process is relatively simple, and the steps are simple, not too much time consuming, and definitely not resource consuming, and the protection that they provide to us is huge. It's literally a difference between being liable and being completely not liable. And despite that, many businesses lack any understanding and any processes that would be there to protect their business. So as a business owner, what we have to do is 3 simple steps. Step number 1 is to put in place proper rules and definitions of how the vehicle may or may not be used, should be used, what are the precautions, and what do we as the company managers and the owners of that vehicle see as forbidden use of the vehicle, define properly in writing in a vehicle usage policy for your company. Second step is the training. So it's not enough to put a policy in place. You have to make sure that your employees understand and remember the policy. So that training should be repeated at least annually to make sure that employees understand what their responsibilities and what their obligations with the usage of company vehicles are. And the last thing is we are expected to make sure that we do not give vehicles to the initially risky or dangerous drivers, and that's by a very simple means of verifying their driving history by taking driver abstracts from the Ministry of Transportation and making sure that the person wasn't involved previously in driving under influence or serious incidents. Doesn't mean that you're not supposed to give the vehicle to that person, but you're supposed to make sure, verify, and repeatedly train that person on what is responsible driving is. So these simple 3 steps will make sure that your company operates in a legally protected way, and if something happens and your employees behave in irresponsible way at the off time, you can say, I am as an employer did whatever is expected from a reasonable employer to protect the public, the third parties, from the actions of my employee. As you can see, the process is very simple, straightforward. Put a policy in place, train once a year, take an abstract every now and then, and make sure that you comply yourself with those rules. Doesn't require much of resources, will provide you a lot of protection in the case that something happens. So if you have more questions about issuing vehicles to employees, we'll talk separately about the tax aspects and how to do it right to make sure that personal usage is personal usage and business usage is business usage. But today I wanted to point out the proper policies, procedures that should be put in place to protect your business. So leave your comments in the section below, subscribe to our channel, and I'm looking forward to see you again with new topics about your businesses. Thank you for being with us, CBES, Canadian Business and Enterprise Services.